Hi everybody, I'm Geddy.
I'm Kevin, welcome to Wrestling Breakdown.
This is the official videocast of WrestlingRegime.com. As always, we'll have a link to the website in the description and displayed on the screen, yada yada. You probably know the drill if you're still with us at this point. Today, I think, pretty obvious, we're going to talk about the 1000th Raw, or Raw 1000 as it is annoyingly continuously referred to as. So, we actually, full disclosure here, missed like the first 45 minutes of
I saw it last night.
Oh, you did? You watched it?
Yeah.
Well,
it was awful. It was like just really old washed. It was like really like watered down DX. They
I mean, I'm still angry because it was like I think it's like the first time Sandow has been on Raw, and
yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
It was he came out. It was kind of funny.
I know he got his ass kicked, but I mean,
like,
still...
it didn't help anybody. It was kind of just there. It felt very forced, as did the rest of Raw.
Yeah, so we didn't see the 6-man tag match, but I am really glad they got those 6 guys out of the way in the beginning.
Sure, it was horrible.
Really, you know, there's just like 6 guys that they're just not doing anything with. Like, even the world champion is a guy that I would prefer not be on Raw in large doses, and that's kind of sad.
Kind of undermines it because like it's like he's like on like the first 45 minutes of a show.
Yeah.
And then like the WWE Championship's on at like the end of the night.
And you know, that kind of leads into another problem, which was just like for like a solid hour there was just no wrestling. It was just like promo after promo after promo, and they had these oh my god, it was so stupid. They had these Charlie Sheen segments which weren't funny. If you think they were funny, kill yourself.
I didn't get the they have all this like filler stuff, and then they have these like Legends return, and just it was pointless. Like Dude Love, come on, what did Dude Love do for Raw ever? Could have been Mankind, personally. That would have been awesome.
They should have just done all 3. Like, why not just do Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack? I mean, Mick Foley was there, just use him.
Yeah, but he returned like 3 weeks ago, which I think ruined it. But yeah, it would have just been like overkill.
It's just like there's so much time, and there was so little wrestling. I feel like there was less wrestling on that show than last week's show, which was an hour shorter. They could have just had like an hour. Why not just do like an hour of like NXT guys or something? Like, they have a lot of, you know, young prospective talent on that show, and nobody is really watching NXT. Like, I know people watch it online. I don't watch it, but I know a lot of people do. But like, it's not enough. Like, you got to get the names out there, and with all this extra time, you know, people aren't gonna watch if it's just an hour of video packages and the greatest catchphrases in Raw history.
The thing is, like, when NXT was a thing, not even the NXT guys wrestled on there. It was like Yoshi Tatsu.
I know, yeah, they would have like, yeah, like at that SmackDown taping, the main event of NXT never even involves NXT guys. And really, it was just a forgettable show. Like, obviously up until like the very end, you know. And I guess to its credit, the Triple H Lesnar segment this week was probably the best of all the segments they've had, if only just because Paul Heyman is so great. But even then, that's such a lackluster feud. I mean, does anybody really care? Like, what? Nobody's you know, benefiting from who goes over in this match.
I think someone's gonna benefit. I think Brock's gonna go over.
I hope Lesnar goes over. Like,
Lesnar has what, a 1-year contract?
No, it's not even like a year. It's like a year, but like 30 dates or something, and they've already used up like 7 of them.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna lose at WrestleMania, put somebody over.
Yeah, like, that would be good. Like, so far Lesnar has had 2 feuds, and they've both been with guys that don't benefit from beating Brock Lesnar. Like, did John Cena need that under his belt? I mean, we already know who John Cena is. I don't know. At least Lesnar looked really good. I mean, he's not as gross as he was when he came back, I guess would be the best word for it.
Yeah.
He's almost, like, from the back, he almost looked like 2002 Brock Lesnar. Like, so if he's really, you know, in shape now, maybe they can lose the horrible MMA outfit, and maybe the match won't be so bad.
He just looked lost in the ring.
Yeah, he does he's his punches are weird. Like he's supposed to be like an MMA guy, and he does like these light, like weird, like jabs.
It's just weird that he's a heel, because like everybody wanted him to return, and they were so like quick to like go.
What else even happened on this show? And then we talked about Tyson Kidd last week. Tyson Kidd, yeah, they say WWE has big plans for him. Probably not going to happen. And then, as if it's like the ultimate tease. Like they have Bret Hart come out to announce the Intercontinental Championship match. It's like, here, it's going to be Christian versus The Miz. Like, what? Why did you need Bret Hart for that?
That's one of my things with the show, and my qualms. Every legend that returned was so forced. Like,
yeah,
DX was alright. That was passable.
It's nice to see Billy Gunn. I don't really like X-Pac. I don't think anybody likes X-Pac.
No, it was like everything was forced. Like Bret Hart just there. Howard Finkel. I like seeing Howard Finkel.
Well, it's a little bit different. Like you can't really force a ring announcer.
Yeah, that's true.
And speaking of that, Miz as IC champ, I guess it's
good.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I liked the way he reacted. Like he actually, when he won, he actually reacted like as if he's won a championship. Whereas a lot of times guys win the IC title in recent, like the past year, and they've kind of just won it and kept going. And I think he really sold it. And of course, if he actually wins matches and defends it, unlike the past 47 IC champs, maybe the title kind of gains some more importance. But yeah, like even that, like even the title change the match was so short. I mean, it was like 6-7 minutes maybe, and that's really pushing it. It might have been shorter than that. I don't even remember. They didn't really do anything memorable. It was kind of just like.
Overall, I think the show was a miss completely. But I want to get into the big summer angle that they have going. I think last night raised more questions than WWE is going to even bother answering, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, most of the show was pretty cut and dry. It was, every single problem WWE has had over the past couple of years was on display here. And then, they have this ending, which I think was...
It was good.
Pretty good. I mean, nobody was really... I don't think... Maybe a couple people were expecting. I don't think anybody was really expecting the CM Punk heel turn.
No, I wasn't.
Because he's such a, he's like a money face, like, and he really hasn't been a face. He's only been a face for like a year at this point, not even. I mean,
I don't think WWE liked the direction they were going with him.
Yeah, which is smart. Like that's a good decision, WWE. He's one of the best. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, one of Kevin's favorite wrestlers. Whatever. But just for the past year, right after the Cena Money in the Bank angle, he has been absolutely unbearable.
Hasn't had a good promo.
Hasn't cut a good promo. I mean, his matches are still good, but I mean, that's not all there is to it.
I'm excited to see him next week. Put it that
way. Yeah. It'll be nice to see him as a heel, but this time as a top guy and as world champion.
It's just how he works. It's just.
Which he's been heel world champ before, but it's been like the second tier world champ, so like there's not a ton of focus on him. But now he is the focus, and so obviously they're gonna do CM Punk Rock at Royal Rumble, whether Punk holds onto the belt for the entirety of that time or not, which should be nice, I guess. I mean, everybody. The Rock has this high reputation. He might be a little tiny bit overrated, maybe, sort of.
No, he isn't. He's very...
Yeah, he's kind of like... I mean, let's... to get off topic for a second, let's not cut any corners here or anything. He was pretty, lackluster at WrestleMania overall. Like,
I don't know, I thought he was... I think he was lackluster as he returned to the Survivor Series and wrestled.
Yeah, like it was...
the storyline didn't need it.
I mean, he was good. I mean, he was... he looked good for his age. But, I mean, like, you could see how, like, out of breath he was getting and how slow the match got at that one point. So maybe, maybe he trains a little bit more.
He's been training for the Fast and Furious, so...
Yeah, but you know, his as decent as the prospect of this angle is, his run-in didn't really make sense. Like, it was like a plot contrivance.
That's what I'm saying. It's like WWE just trying to raise more questions than they're
Yeah,
gonna
like
answer.
why does he care if John Cena loses?
The Rock,
he cheated to make John Cena lose last year.
If the Rock's not on next week,
yeah,
I
and
think
he
the
won't
storyline-
be. You know he won't be.
I think because the only reason he was so in shape last night is because he's been training for movies. You can see where his heart lies.
Yeah.
I just don't think.
Yeah, and really, as interesting as heel CM Punk is, do we really need to see heel CM Punk versus John Cena again?
And
No.
the Big Show with it.
And you know, yeah, throw Big. Like, why is Big Show a top tier guy? Like, his feud with Daniel Bryan was entertaining, but that might have just been because it was on SmackDown and I didn't have to watch it every single week. Like, it was better in small doses. He's on Raw every week. They're trying to sell him as like the top heel of the company, but there are like so many people that would rather see like Daniel Bryan in that position.
What about AJ as general manager?
Oh my God! Speaking of Daniel Bryan and AJ, yeah, wow, that was really really bad.
I think they hired Vince Russo for the 1000th episode. I think that they were going throwback with the creative team because that honestly seems like something Russo would do.
I don't get AJ. I don't get her. I don't get why she's so popular. I don't get it. I mean, we've talked.
It's like a TNA character.
I've talked.
No disrespect to TNA, but I hate you guys.
I've talked to this topic to death, and I don't see her appeal. I don't think she's believable. Anything really. I think her gimmick, her character is just, it's everything. It's a misfire, and now she's going to be in this prominent role. It would have been cool, like, Mick Foley was there, just make Mick Foley the GM. He's not doing anything.
I really, like, it's hard to review this episode. It was to me, such an overwhelming miss of a show.
Because, like, and there's not even really anything to talk about. Like, there was, like, 4 matches.
Yeah, you're not going to talk, like,
what are we going to talk about? The Michael Cole, Charlie Sheen back and forth? Like,
I think it would have been okay, for the 1000th episode, if it was just devoted to Legends, it would have been fine, but...
Yeah, and then, like, they actually teased a Charlie Sheen Daniel Bryan match. In what universe does that make sense?
Yeah, he's not even... Charlie Sheen, died, like, a year ago. His little thing, the winning. But, alright, I guess so Raw was awful, in our opinions.
Yeah, I mean, the ending was decent. I mean, there's just not a lot. I feel like we're kind of blazing through this, but
there's not a lot to
talk about.
So what's your hit of the night? We'll go hit and then miss.
Yes, I totally forgot we were gonna do this segment. Hit, Jesus. You know, the new Raw graphics are really nice, but no,
it's not even nice.
It's The Miz, I guess, winning the IC Championship. That's neat. And, you know, even though the brands don't matter, I think it's funny that both mid-card belts are on Raw now. I don't know, you know, I like Miz. Everybody likes The Miz. I like the new haircut. You know, he's good, so that's nice.
I guess it'll have to be, for me, finally establishing a summer angle.
Yeah,
because I've been waiting for it.
As flawed as it is, I guess.
Stupid, but they established it. Alright, Miss,
jeez. There's so much to choose from.
You can name a couple then. That's fine.
Okay, well, obviously there's AJ as GM, because I hate her so much. Wait, hold on, we never talked about the other hit. I liked the payoff to the Heath Slater angle.
I was gonna bring that up.
That was really fun.
It was a hit, but it was a miss because Lita was cool, APA was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool when the APA came up, but nobody really did anything.
It was like the Legends returning again was like cool, but they all returned already, so it was kind of like eh. But if they had all returned at once, it would have been like really overwhelming.
And
too much.
also, it kind of doesn't make sense that Bradshaw is just Bradshaw again after being JBL like a year ago.
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
I guess my miss is just AJ.
I have a couple misses. One, Stone Cold not being there. I don't care why he couldn't be there.
I forgot about that. Yeah, there was apparently he's filming for Grown Ups 2. I know you're all excited about that movie. He's filming for Grown Ups 2, and he isn't a big enough star that he can just leave set for one day and like impede the shooting process. Like they wouldn't let him go. It's not like Adam Sandler where he can just be like, we can't shoot today, I have something to do. So that's a real kick in the teeth for anybody who really likes Stone Cold.
Yeah, because Stone Cold, him and Shawn Michaels just dragged him through when WCW was like beating him in the ratings in the 90s, and he just wasn't there.
Oh, my other miss, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but it was the continued burying of Jack Swagger. This week, come on, that was bad even by like Jack Swagger match standards.
Yeah, it was like he was just there to be there.
It was 10 seconds long. Brodus Clay did less moves than I've ever seen him do in that match. That was appalling. And then, like, you know, he was my favorite wrestler, but just fire the guy, please. Just, it's a mercy killing at this point. End his career, please.
I don't know if it's a miss or a hit to me. That's how they play it off, I guess. The Brothers of Destruction was cool.
It'll be a hit if they actually feud with those 6 guys, because that gives those 6 something to do, and 4 of those guys that were out there I really, really like. I mean,
they should sign Funaki again, so they can...
I mean, they had Hawkins, Rex, Hunico, Camacho, Mahal, and McIntyre. Like, I love, you know, Hawkins, Rex, Hunico, and McIntyre. So, you know, even if they lose, I mean, I guess it doesn't really help them, but it's still a program. I doubt anything will come of it. But at least I hope Undertaker...
I guess it's like in the same thing as like any other legend returning. Yeah. It's just the time-wise, it was only.
And it's weird because I don't know, like, is Undertaker even like a legend? Like.
Oh, he is. Yeah. He stuck with WWE since 1993.
Yeah. No. Not in that sense, like that Undertaker is a legend. But I mean, is he a legend like by the pure definition, like a guy who has retired and returned? Because I feel like he is, you know, there every single year. It's just not on a full time. So like, yeah, I get what you're saying. He's definitely a legend, but he's not a legend in like the sense of.
He's not Roddy Piper yet.
Yeah, like he's not, and that's not to say that he can't be. He's just because he hasn't quit or anything. So obviously.
Ooh, what about Edge not being there?
Yeah, his WWE contract expired a while ago.
I know, but the thing is, he doesn't want to be that guy. He doesn't want to be Hulk Hogan, basically. He said, and he doesn't want to be that guy who has to be there.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him though.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing he did on Raw was the feud with, the 5-second pose thing with Christian and Edge and Christian, and then the feud with Cena with Lita.
Yeah, it's not right that Edge's final match is with Del Rio, but I feel like that's a topic for another video maybe. So yeah, I think the entirety of that show was a miss, other than a couple of things. I don't even remember a lot of it, to be honest with you.
I remember all of it. It just doesn't seem like that was all of it.
Yeah, there really wasn't enough wrestling. If this is what we're gonna have to look forward to on the 3-hour shows, I really hope that they just go back to the 2-hour thing.
Speaking of 3 hours, I think that's gonna be not the death of SmackDown, but I think SmackDown's gonna take a hit because it being 2 hours. Raw having 3 hours, they're just gonna start dragging SmackDown.
Not that many people watch SmackDown to begin with, and now you're getting 3 hours on Monday. I don't even want to watch Raw for 3 hours on Monday.
I don't want to watch it for 2 hours. How many times do I just like, I'm too tired to watch this and leave?
Yeah, it's just, it's, you know. I feel like every year people say this, like WWE is on the verge of just like losing it. But this time it really, really feels like they are.
I think they'll stop at 3 hours eventually.
They definitely will. It's just Vince getting too big for his own britches, to use an extremely anachronistic phrase. So I guess really that's it. I know this episode was kind of a bust, but in that respect it was completely true to the 1000th Raw.
Just like Raw 1000.
Yeah, so don't watch Raw 1000, just watch this incredibly boring episode, and you can simulate the experience. So I guess that's it. Make sure to check out my articles on QuickWrestlingNews.com and WrestlingReview.com. This will be up soon. Got that deal worked out with Eric Canes. So articles from Kevin will be up soon. Articles from me are already on there. You can check them out. Don't forget to subscribe. You know the drill. Thanks for watching. Stop doing the peace sign.
Nope.
I'm gonna cut it this time. I left it in the other 2 times because I was like.